self-educated entrepreneur. Doing a little trucking talk tonight. I have been extremely busy the last couple months since I posted the last video. I'm trying to get in a groove to start doing that more exclusive. As I said before, it's late at night. I just got stopped just inside the Michigan line here. I did the 1st of December get a new truck, a sleeper truck. This is not it. And I want to reveal that, do a little walk around with it when I get it back. The reason is got it, was out with it for week number 5, and I was getting kind of geared up to go, trying to think of a plan or a direction to have discussions with trucking talk. Try to get a little bit of that along with the self-educated entrepreneur side. So, I want to say two weeks ago, we got, for 4 days, we got about almost 2 feet of snow. Negative, it was low to -2. I remember 2 Sundays ago, I dug that truck out of the dock Sunday late morning. I was up to my knees in snow walking around the truck trying to get it out. It took me an hour to get it out of the yard and get out on the road. So on that trip that week, the traction control and ABS lights came on. When I'd go to back up into the customer's place, the truck was fighting it because the traction control was coming on and fighting the truck to allow it to back up. And then I'm away out of Virginia, heading across Virginia towards Bristol, up into lower Kentucky. The transmission was kicking in and out of gear. It is an automatic. It's not by my choice, trust me. I would spec a truck to my liking. And so that all said, I fought with the truck all the way back. So I left on Sunday, got back Wednesday afternoon. So we got the truck into the shop, and I got this sub truck or rental right now, if you want to say. So I don't really want to show much of this. This thing's beat up, nasty, smelly, and nothing I would be taking pride in. But my truck, when I got it, I fully detailed the inside. I spent the better part of 4 to 5 hours detailed the inside. It is laid out nice. It has a TV, it doesn't have a TV. It has a nice full size, or pretty good size refrigerator for a semi. It did come with an inverter, so it has household plugs throughout the sleeper. It has a microwave, refrigerator. I may put a TV in it later. I do have the CB mocked up in it. I have. I'm waiting to get some money put together, and I got to get the mounts for the mirrors. For the mirror, the 2 pieces and the antenna. So it's the antenna and the mirror mount for that, because the mount I had was a 2018 and older Cascadia Freightliner, and the truck I have is a 2022. So once I get all that, we'll bring you along, get the CB all set up in it, and I'm going to put some nice rope track lighting, ambient lighting in around the floor borders and up above. So it's going to be, a second home. I am out here 5 days a week in that, or in these trucks. So I'm home about a day and a half, 2 days tops, normally a day and a half. So I want to get that, once I get that truck back, and then we'll do a walk around, pop the hood open, give you a full tour of the interior. I'm pretty proud of it. The last I checked on my truck, the latest update on that is they had a couple broken plugs or wires to the ABS sensors. They replaced those, and the rear end there on the rear wheels. and then there was still an anomaly going on when they pulled it up. Wasn't throwing codes, but it was showing that it was throwing, the ABS was throwing not functioning and saying inactive, something like that. I looked at the screen and I said, So they had to take half the dash out of the passenger side, take the dash out, and then there's a module in there. It came out like the size of a laptop computer. The IT in these trucks are just ridiculous. I would prefer to have an old school, old iron from at least, the newest would be is at least a 2000 Peterbilt or Kenworth with a CAT engine. That's my favorite. Maybe one day, my wife knows I'm pretty much getting kind of jazzed up about that one day. When we take the leap to relocate, I may go out holding on the steering wheel one last time. But with these guys right now, this truck will do. The truck's under warranty, so it's getting handled. There was some other issues, and we just threw everything on the table and said, get all this done. So I've been in this truck this is week number 2, and I called today, and the truck will be done sometime next week. When they got the new control module in, it comes in blank, then they got to send it out and have it programmed to the truck manufacturer, the type of truck, engine, driveline, all that. So it's got to be programmed with all that parameters in it. So I'm sure they get all that information off the VIN number on the truck. So that has to be done. A couple of the other things are done. Like I said, I have done a lot of stuff to that truck already because it's new used. But anyhow, look forward to revealing that to y'all. In the meantime, on my free time, on the self-educated entrepreneur side, I have bought courses in swing trading, option course, watch. I don't want to say watch list, but I am subscribing for a lot more watch list stuff. E-commerce, like through Amazon and all that, and affiliate links, and how to set up an online store, sell, where I don't have to inventory anything but sell stuff and cash flow that way. All that I've been just pounding away on my free time. I've done a couple details back in December. January slow. Not too concerned. I mean, I'm not getting rid of my detailing side of this business because we have all these other businesses, but I am going to adjust what businesses I have under my main LLC. So I've got all these other businesses flowing up into one LLC where all the money flows up into that. So the detailing I'm going to keep. I'm going to drop a couple of the other ones and I got to add a couple. AMSOIL is another one as an AMSOIL dealer. So you'll see some of that going on in the future. But I just, to have a balance of time with my family at home. I'm putting in, anywhere from 60 to 70 hours, hammering away out here. And then the winter weather coming up, this is even making it tougher. And by the time I get home, I've had to, a couple times when I got back home, I had to dig the place out, snow blow, shovel, and keep that going like that. That weekend we got pummeled with a lot of snow. I snowblowed the driveway 3 times, and I had over a 6-foot snow banks on each side of the driveway. It was pretty bad, but nothing that hindered me from getting the truck out and driving down the road. You just take your time, slow down. It is more stressful, so therefore on that end, I may, do I shoot a video or do I just eat, lay down, and get my sleep? And I've been concentrating more on my health. Being in that truck, not particularly this one, being in that truck, I'm able to buy groceries, eating healthier instead of eating out at restaurants, eating on the fly, eating sugary stuff and junk foods. There's some stuff, as I have a degree and worked in healthcare for a time. As I had wanting to move forward to be a chiropractor in the past, I utilized my education and said, look, let's adjust some things and be strict about it. Now, being in the truck, I'm eating out of my truck. I'm managing all my food and what I'm taking in. So the salt intake and the sugar intake were the two big things, because I was always bloated by the end of the week, where my hands were puffy and my joints were aching. That has since subsided. My digestive tract is ironing out, and everything's like what should be normal. So it's hard when you're putting these hours in. Go home, you keep your house up, balance your family time, and trying to work on building businesses. The other thing we did, we got into, and I believe YouTube doesn't like talking about this, so we'll just be covert about this. My wife, I, and my daughter all bought pew-pews. My daughter and I got the ones that start with a G, and my wife got a nice little 380 Smith & Wesson. So we're stocking up on brass and lead, and looking at some tactical pump action pew-pews. I just want some home defense and self-defense. So we did take, after we got those, that was in December, we have taken the 1st of January, we took our basic pew-pew hand course, and we're going to take our CPL, and then there's going to be some defensive classes, and the girls are going to take some women defensive classes through our range. So we are affiliated with a range, so I also balance that time to make sure every other week I'm at least going in and spending some time at the range. So Facebook, lets you post that stuff or talk about it. YouTube, yeah, and not that this stuff's getting monetized, but so yeah, I'm keeping busy. Really still trying to cut back on, I want to say cut back. We sit down as a family, and there's some YouTube shows we watch, streaming wise, Saturday nights, stuff like that. For the most part, during the days when I'm home, we're busy doing things, or I'm putting my time into the businesses. Of course, also with this heavy snow, a lot of house maintenance and other stuff always ongoing. So enough of that. But on the entrepreneur side, like I said, I'm still working on that stuff. I've already signed in and got the TradingView is the platform I'm going to be using, along with Chart Prime, to do the swing trading, options, buying and selling calls and puts, and all that stuff. So that got some of our other investments already going. I'm waiting to hear back to seal the deal on the second one. Got the first one done, so we're moving along. Self-directed IRA. I'm looking into that, and so I'm going to be very diverse. I want to get around 5 things going where I'm putting money in different entities as cash flow increases over time. So that's what I'm doing there. And then I'm just trying to hedge to take care of us for today and for the future. I just don't want to put all my eggs in a basket on the 401k that your employer offers and all that. That's not my thing. So I like to have my hands in the pot and just be very proactive and where I am investing my money and arbitraging it for a good spread. So that all, I'm just watching this guy back up, and I swear he found the hardest way to back up. So I guess it's rainy out, so clear the windshield. But yeah, this cat come along. We're on a diagonal parking, like on a 30-degree angle parking. so it's not just straight back. But this dude pulled up and he literally jackknifed the trailer to get in there, where I just kind of pulled right up and back straight in. This guy pulled in front of me, then just jackknifed that thing around, but did a pretty good job. But I don't know, sometimes I watch a lot of these cats do backing up and I think they take the hardest path possible to do it. It's like find the path of least resistance to back up and be safe, because the less you need to maneuver, just so you don't have an accident, bump into something. Which I'll finish out. I was out in Jersey when I was doing the reefer back 2019, out there delivering, and literally, gosh, 8 acre parking lot. This thing was huge out there for Jersey. This was huge, and literally all you had to do was come around the corner. Like if I was coming alongside the phone, then I'd turn in front of you here. Basically all you had to do was turn and go right here like this, straight line out, straight line back into the dock. And then I watch these foreigners, instead of just pulling, which you've got like 5 acres in front of you, pull straight up and back straight in, easy peasy. These guys pull alongside the dock. One guy gets out, and then he's behind the trailer, and they're trying to just 3-point it, or just kind of back in, by turning the trailer. When you got all this parking lot up here in the front, and all you had to do was pull forward, when you came around the building, just go pull forward and just a straight line back into the dock. And they took the hardest path they possibly could to back in, and I'm just sitting there and shaking my head. And this is something I pride myself in, is just that and navigating. I am very, I want to say my navigating is very sophisticated in a sense, where my daughters even said you should write a book for truck drivers on how to properly navigate, where you're thinking and you're questioning your GPS, but you use the GPS as a benchmark, but you should be thinking a little bit more in your brain and outside the box. And that's, I think, separates me from the others when I do things. And that is because I found it even across the board with other companies. I've watched some guys, I don't know how they function out here on the road. It is amazing, whether they're veteran drivers, and they just don't educate themselves to evolve into new age technology, or just being a better driver, being more educated. And it's just amazing where people get complacent and they leave themselves. Hey, you're good 20 years ago. What have you done to make yourself more of a valuable asset to your company, to yourself, or whether it's your company or you're a company driver for someone else? But how can you sit down across the table from someone and say, I am valuable, and point out why? What have you done to innovate and change yourself? And that just amazes me. How many of these guys get out of bed and get out here on the road. I can see why a few of them need to be married and have a wife. I'm sorry if that's harsh, but sit down across the table with me and have a bourbon with me, and we'll see me go unfiltered on that, because it's just a lot of these truck driving schools. I think they pump out a lot of these kids, and they come out here. Yeah, they pass the test just like any college kid would, but they've got no field experience, they've got no road experience. And it is just amazing because they get thrown to the wolves out here. I did, through the School of Hard Knocks in the 80s. There's a truck, get in it, you're at point A, get to point B, turn around and get back here. And you ask questions from the other veteran drivers, but you figured it out along the way. But we had a lot more, I want to say, common sense, because we didn't have the technology to hold our hand and babysit us like these phones, the GPSs, You learned how to read a paper map, and you paid attention to directions people gave you and how to get somewhere. And that is lost. And these kids, I mean, if they can't use their GPS to get to the mailbox at the end of their driveway, they are just losing their bananas. And it's sad to say, but when they get behind the wheel of these trucks, and they're huge, and then they get into congestion or big cities where things tighten up and get, less room to feel comfortable around you, space, I don't know. And we're seeing a lot more foreigners driving, and you can say, well, you're white, and I don't care. Say what you want, but I've been doing this long enough. I grew up around this stuff, and I got enough common sense, and I am valuable to this company, but to any company I would step forward to. And therefore, I take pride in that. I take pride in driving a truck. That's the difference. You take pride. Take pride into your work. And that's not what they're here for. They're here to say, look, I got my CDL, look at me, blah, blah, blah. I can drive a truck, pay me. And they're worried about that pay more than they are. And these kids don't have a clue what they're staring at, other than what they were taught, look at this, look at that in truck driving school. I went to school to be a diesel mechanic, state licensed diesel mechanic, long before I got into truck driving and learning to drive a truck. So take it however you want. I got both ends covered, and I was a certified welder coming out of high school. So other than that, what do I want to say? Here's the thing about this, and I'm going to finish with this. These kids coming out here, this company I work for, they were interviewing. We've had a driver been gone on medical. We've had a couple guys quit because it's too hard to work. They just want to hold it. They literally come out and said, I want to hold the steering wheel. I don't want to get out and unload trailer. I don't want to do any work. Fine. There's the road. Take the train. When they were interviewing, one guy dropped dirty on his drug test because they always, you have to take a drug screening to get hired into a new company. Most companies all do it. So the guy dropped dirty, and the other guy, out of three guys, the second guy had a corrupted background, MVR, motor vehicle record, MVR background check, which companies are allowed to do that, is do a background check on your driving and all that, or criminal backgrounds and stuff. He came back, that came back dirty too. And I'm like, so my first reaction was, how are these guys obtaining and sustaining an effing CDL? If you're dropping dirty, well, I got to take this med or that. And these are young guys. These aren't like 60-year-old guys on heart meds or whatever meds. These are, younger gentlemen in their 30s and 40s. I don't know. That's why I said in this video, I've taken a pause for a couple months. Instead of making videos, I've just been overwhelmed with all the business stuff and driving and stepping up, because with the sleeper truck, I have covered a lot more territory. I cover a third of Maryland, over half of Virginia, all of West Virginia, and half of Kentucky. So that being said, I cover a lot of territory, and I unload with a lift gate on the trailer, which I will reveal when I've got this in the daytime. Obviously, you can see it's nighttime right now, and I want to have my truck hooked to the trailer so we can do the whole walk around thing. But I don't know how they get their CDLs. Like, they don't give two craps. Maybe they vape, and one guy may just THC or whatever, and they're like, well, THC, they're going to take that off, where a guy could be banned on their drug screenings or random drug screenings for their CDL. I'm like, dude, these guys are already wrecking these trucks left and right around here. So I don't think that'd be a wise idea to have any kind of drug or anything that's gonna slow the reaction time or any kind of impairment. So that's my take. I take pride in being, keeping my seat. I've had my CDL while I was driving truck in '86. I grandfathered in on the CDL in 1990. So I don't know. I really don't converse much unless it's an older guy, someone that I could, that could be a mentor to me if I see him in passing at a truck stop or something. Which I did here at the Blue Beacon last 2 weeks ago when I was getting my truck washed on the way in to get it into the shop to get all the ice and snow off. Older guy, he's about 10 years older than me, and so he was going for another couple years, and then he was hanging it up. So I told him he had a nice truck. It was a nice Freightliner Coronado. Sorry, it wasn't the Coronado. It was a Freightliner, but it was the classic hooded condo. Really nice truck. Detroit Diesel Series 60. It was probably 99, 98. So I would have, I'd really enjoy some old iron like that being out on the road instead of all this IT plastic trucks anymore. So that's my take. But wanted to get something out to let you guys know. I should have my truck. The shop said you should have it back next week. I will try to chime in with you folks a little more often, and as the weather kind of breaks, it's been in the sub-zero degrees, so I've been pretty exhausted at the end of the day, so I'm just trying to balance, make sure my sleep and my eating schedule, everything is balanced so I can just stay healthy. So until next time, Rod at Self-Educated Entrepreneur, and we'll see you soon.